Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mike Kollin at MikeKollin.com. Let me know how I can help you. Okay, so sales have been up for the last month and a half, maybe even 2 months now. I just want to thank a few of the people here. I'm not going to thank all of them, but I want to thank just first name only. Don't want to give your last name away. So I want to thank Matthew for buying my ultimate package at $77. It's on sale right now. That's the men's package. Has all my books and also a hour and a half consultation included in that. This name I don't know how to spell. Gratian. I want to thank you for buying my book, Crack the Female Code. And Brandon, the same with you. And then Peter. And then I can't pronounce it. Sivakumar. And also Terrence. Now Terrence also made a $200 gratitude gift, or I'm not sure, a thanks is what it's called. So I want to say thank you very much for that too. Terrence is someone that I've actually been doing coaching with. Now, Terrence's eyes are being open to understanding that men and women do not communicate or receive love in the same way at all. So this is a new, as for all men, it's a new experience. It's a new, wow, I had no idea. Remember, click subscribe, click the like button if you like this video, and you can go ahead and buy one of my dating relationship coaching books. There's Crack the Female Code, Get the Girl, Keep the Girl, Sex Signals for Men, and then for women, Why Men Just Don't Get It, and Every Woman's Battle, The Need for Love and Emotional Fulfillment. Just go to MikeKollin.com. And as always, if you want, you can go ahead and make a donation. There's a PayPal link right there in the description box. If you appreciate what you've learned in my videos over the last few years, maybe think about go ahead and leaving a donation, $5, $10, $15, $20, or as Terrence did, a $200 donation. Okay, so here's the deal. Let me talk about that. There's a little heart when you click the 3 buttons on the bottom right of the YouTube video. Here's the challenge or problem with that. I didn't know this. I never paid attention before. But YouTube takes 30% of whatever you donate there or to give thanks for, okay? I think that's kind of a lot because Terrence sent $200 and YouTube took $60 out of that. I thought, man, that is like a big chunk of money. So, and not only that, but they make me wait over a month to get it, which is, I think, was just kind of ridiculously odd. And so I have a PayPal link in the description box. That goes directly to me. I have direct access immediately, and they only take out like I think it's 3.9% or 3.5%. It's very, very small. YouTube takes out 30%. So I would prefer if you went to the PayPal link if you want to make a donation, okay? Otherwise, you're going to be giving YouTube a lot of money. Okay, so what is this video about? I'm going to use one word and then I'll go into it. This video is going to be about communication. Now, I'm going to use the avoidant perspective, but it really does apply to a lot of people, especially people that overthink. So one of the things we learn it's actually in the Bible. It's in the New Testament. I don't know if it's Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John, or one of those books, but Jesus says, do not let anyone get in between you and your wife or your relationship, not even your mother or father. So this is what we would call a third party. When you do that, you invite people into the relationship that don't belong there, okay? And they don't have all the information. You do. You're the one who sleeps with the person. You're the one who kisses them and walks around them. You have had all the experiences with them where the other person hasn't. And everyone has different values, rules, beliefs that they go by. They were raised differently. And everyone has different likes and attractions. So inviting someone into your relationship is inviting trouble. It's going to destroy it, period, and it will. So rule number 1, do not invite other people into a relationship. Do not share the information with them. I promise you it will cause problems. I would also be extremely careful even hiring a dating relationship coach when you're having problems in a relationship. Now, one of the things the way I'm trained is I don't tell you what to believe. I don't tell you what to value, and I do my best to stay out of opinions versus teaching you how to communicate and understand each other better and how to connect you to what you truly desire in life, relationships, work, and business. Now, here's the thing. I'm gonna say this one more time because I'm gonna kind of preface this. You don't want to get a third party involved. Now, I'm going to go into an area that's going to kind of shock you. So here's one of the challenges. And it really doesn't just apply to avoidance, but avoidance do it a lot, and I think a lot of other people do too, is you will overthink things. So let's say you're not talking to that person, you broke up, or you're keeping space or avoiding them or whatever. So what happens is you think about it and you think about it. Well, all that stuff is delusional. This is stuff that you're imagining. And that is a third party. And that will destroy your relationship. It's much better to be with the person. Haven't you ever, okay, let's say you're not sure if you're having a problem or what they meant when they said something, so you start thinking about it from every angle. You think, but then, and you worry and stress, like, oh my God. And it could be about even work or life or whatever. And then you go talk to the person, and you're like, oh, because now you can see their body language, you can hear their tone, the tonality, and they can answer your questions directly with clarity versus you're just making stuff up in your head. That's third party stuff. You shouldn't do that. So if you can be with the person in the present moment, you'll be able to understand things with much greater clarity, and it's coming from them. One thing that I noticed was whenever I was away from someone, regardless of whether it was a relationship, we were having problems, or it was a work-related thing, or even a friendship, I'd get caught up in my head and I'd imagine the worst scenarios possible. And then you start believing this imagination that you make up in your head. And then you even get mad at them. And then when you talk to them, they're like, what are you mad at me for? What happened? What did I do? And boy, has this happened to me a lot. And this is something that a lot of people do. That's why it's really important to go and talk to them. I think you'll be surprised in a good way. I know me personally, especially in the past, before I did all this, the healing work and the therapy and the integration and all that stuff, I used to really kind of go, I don't want to say go off the deep end, but kind of go off to the edge of kind of like delusion of just imagining the worst case scenarios. And then one thing I noticed is when I got together with a person, I was like, oh, okay. It brings a lot more clarity. So waiting to talk to someone or not talking to them, that's not going to help. Communication is important. Now, when I say communication in this sense, I literally mean just go and talk. Talk to them. Be with them. Have a conversation. One thing you can do, you can write down like bullet points, like on a piece of paper. Bring a spiral notebound notebook with you. And write down questions, or here's what I'm thinking, or is this what you meant when you said this? Write it down. It's okay. And then sit down in a calm environment, take a couple deep breaths and relax and allow people to answer the questions and vice versa. So there is an art and a skill to communication. There's the predicate system. If you're not using the same predicate system, there's going to be confusion. There's a couple other things such as the internal language, the female language versus the male language. The left brain gives different meanings to the same words that the right brain does. So a lot of time a woman, when she's in her right brain, she'll say A and mean A, but he takes the same words and filters it through his logical left brain, and it literally changes the meaning to everything she just said. So he's hearing B, truly believing that you're saying B when you're not. So this is where I step and say, hey, here's what's going on. Let me show you how to communicate and process in this way so you can be on the same page. Now, here's another skill. This comes along with the internal awareness techniques that I teach you. Here's another benefit. I keep telling you all these benefits. When you are grounded in the present moment, you are actually hearing someone for what they're saying versus, now here's what happens with avoidance and overthinkers. You think, and you're not actually hearing the words that they're saying. When you truly learn how to be emotionally grounded, your head clears. There's no thoughts. Your heart clears. There's no emotions or energy flying around. You become grounded and you open up. It's like Bruce Lee said, empty your mind, be formless, be shapeless, my friend. Be like a cup, an empty cup. so you can receive. So now you have an empty, your skull and your heart are empty, so you can receive their words fully and completely, and that allows clarity in communication. You can actually learn how to do this. This is, when I use the phrase internal awareness techniques, yeah, but this is kind of another technique that I attach onto that, on how to empty your mind, how to empty your heart, and how to just listen to understand. So, okay. So men especially, when I say, you need to learn to listen and understand, they're like, what are you talking about? Okay, here's one of the defaults of the left brain. It talks in very short words or phrases. One of the things I say to women is like, you're lucky if you get a whole sentence from him, and women laugh, like, oh my God, it's so true. They say like a word or a phrase and they think that's communication. It's not. Now here's the problem that it causes. It causes men to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So the typical left brain to left brain, male brain to male brain communication, and it could be a woman when she's in her left brain too, is it's very short sentences or phrases or even a single word, and then the other person talks, and what happens is they tend to interrupt each other. So one guy starts to talk, the other one interrupts. That person starts to talk, the other one interrupts, back and forth, and they cut each other off all the time. There's incomplete communication all over the place. Every thought, every sentence, every paragraph is interrupted, therefore you don't know what they're saying. It's like going to a movie theater and getting up 3 or 4 times to go to the bathroom and get popcorn and soda and candy and get a smoke outside. It's like, well, the movie's not going to make any sense to you because there's a lot of missing pieces. Now, another guilty culprit that men have, or people who are in the left brain, is they tend to think, or overthinkers, okay, even avoidance, is they think and think and think while the person's talking. Well, when the moment you begin to think, you just blocked receiving communication, completely blocked. It's like you closed the door, and now you're in your own head, in your own mind, thinking what you're thinking, and you're missing everything they're saying while you're thinking. And that's one of the skills we teach you, is how to completely learn to shut up inside your head. I mean, completely go silent. Like Bruce Lee said, empty your mind. Because then and only then can you receive information and communication and the fullness of the words in the paragraphs. When you receive their full communication, suddenly you start to understand people a lot better. Now, you might have 1 or 2 questions versus completely, totally misunderstanding what they're saying. It's a much easier way to go through life, and it allows other people to breathe freely and comfortably. See, one thing men do is when you interrupt people when they're talking, it causes them to hyperventilate. It causes them to, you're interrupting while they're talking, like you're jamming, and their breathing gets kind of stuck. And I'll sit there and watch people and watch the hypertension go up, okay? The other thing is when I learn to just allow people to talk and talk and talk, and while they're doing that, all I'm doing is breathing in and breathing out, and that causes not only for me to relax, but it allows them to breathe in a much deeper, more natural way, and it begins to add comfort to the conversation. Now, I know I'm going through this kind of fast, but you're getting an idea of what it is that I do when I coach people. One of the main things I do is I teach you how to create flow in communication and conversation. For men, what happens? Women enjoy having conversations with you. They actually want to continue the conversation. Your wife or your girlfriend will appreciate you, not only appreciate you, but she'll be in a much better mood. When you go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, that's irritating. So I think that's it for this video. So for men, I highly recommend you buy the Ultimate Package to get all the books for men. You also get the introduction to the internal language that women speak, and you get an hour-and-a-half consultation with me. It's normally $225. Now it's only $77 right now. Go to MikeKollin.com. At the very least, if you don't want to get that involved, then go to MikeKollin.com or CrackedFemaleCode.com and buy my book, Cracked Female Code. It is going to open your eyes. And for the ladies, I highly recommend you buy books for women. It is Why Men Just Don't Get It, and the other book is Every Woman's Battle: The Need for Love and Emotional Fulfillment. And yes, in my course, Cracked Female Code, I teach men how to do that. Now, are you starting to understand why I call it the School of Awesome? Alright, you can call me at 415-235-2512. You can also get a hold of me at mike@mikekollin.com. Right now, go to mikekollin.com or crackedhumacode.com and buy your book. Remember, click subscribe, click the like button, go ahead and make a comment, and as always, you can go ahead and make a donation. There's a PayPal link right there in the description box beneath this video. Alright, bye.